Hello everyone, welcome back to another review video. This video is more of a special video because I will be doing a double unboxing for the United Airlines Tulip Livery 777 and the United Airlines Tulip Livery 747. So, I only got one of these planes off of eBay, which was the Tulip Livery, the 777. I actually got this one off of eBay UK, and the 747 I actually got from a trade with a really good friend of mine on Instagram. Shout out to him in the description. These planes are really great, and I actually got a couple of these models. So I have this one, and then I also have another Tulip livery of the 747 that I will keep in the box, new condition. So these planes are really great, are really great condition. I'm really happy with them. I will be opening up the one that has kind of the dent in the box, and I will be keeping the one that has more of a better condition box. I will be keeping that one new condition in the box. So, but I'm really glad to have these planes both together in one video. It is really special considering that these planes are pretty rare, new condition, especially the 777, which is a really rare model to have new condition in the box. So, a little bit of information about these planes. The 777 was only available as a single plane and I would consider it to be the second rarest United model, with the first being the newer livery, the Continental livery 787, which came with the 747 in the large playset around 2014. So that model was not made for that long, which makes it much more rare, and it was only available in the large playset. So that model was replaced with the newer livery 777. So I definitely would consider the 787 to be the rarest. I do not have it in my collection, but I'm pretty sure that's the last United model I need to have all of the United models in my collection. So, but this plane, the 777, was also made in 2006, and I don't exactly know how long the model was made for. It probably was made sometime around 2003 to around maybe 2006. Not for that long. I'm pretty sure the 747 was made at the same time, but the 747 was sold as a single plane, normal playset, and a large playset, with two 747s coming in the large playset. So the 747 might have been made for a longer period of time, or maybe even later. I think the model that might have come first would have been the 777, but it is kind of odd how the 747 was distributed as all of the different versions, but the 777 was only sold as a single plane. So, which also contributes to why it's so rare. So, but I also have all of my other United models, which I will feature in this video too. And I do want to mention the fact that there are actually two of the 777s. There really is no major difference, except the older one, the United logo, is a little bit bigger. This one's the other one. I get them mixed up a lot, but one of them was made in 2014 and the other one was made in 2019. So there is not really a big difference, but there is a slight difference in the logo. I definitely wouldn't consider a plane to go and buy separately, but mine actually came with a couple other planes, so which is why I'm also including it with this. And the oldest version of the United models is, of course, the Battleship Grey 747. So I also want to give a special kind of announcement about this model, how this year is actually the 30-year anniversary for this model, so which makes it one of the oldest Realtoys, if not the oldest Realtoy model, which is now 30 years old, since it is 2023 and it was made in 1993. So I can't believe this model is 30 years old. It really does not look like it's 30 years old, considering that everything is still perfectly in great condition. The stickers are kind of peeling a little bit, but of course it is really old. So I had posted a review video about this model probably about 2 years ago or so. It was one of my first videos, so But anyway, back to the Tulip Livery models. So I will start with the review of the box for the 777. So up at the top of the box, there is the United Airlines logo with the 777, or I just say 777 airplane, which I like how they describe the actual plane in the box instead of just saying United Airlines. So, and then at the bottom of the box, there is the blue transition from the white to the blue. And there is the Realtoy logo with the Realtoy wings, which I had said a little bit of stuff about that. The Realtoy wings logo in the Realjet 787 video. If you have not seen that, you should go check that out. It's definitely probably one of my best videos I would say, because it is one of my rarest planes in my collection. So then there is the item number, and then die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. So I also like the United logo up at the top, and it actually is pretty much the same to what is on the TED A320 box. So I will go grab that model real quick and kind of do a comparison. So here is my new condition TED A320. So as you can see, the boxes have a very similar design. So the TED A320 was also made around, I believe it was somewhere between 2006 and 2010. I don't exactly remember, but I think it's actually really cool. I actually just noticed this right now, how the boxes have the exact same logo, but of course, since United Airlines was part of United, they have the United logo included in their livery. So I think that's really cool how the boxes have the same logo, except of course the TED is yellow and the United is blue, but they have the same logo in the same corner at the top of the box. So I think that's actually really cool. But so back to the 777. So on the sides of the box, there is the cool transition with the white to the blue. I think that's really neat how they did that. And then there is the United Airlines logo on the side. So, and then on the back of the box as well, there is the official United Airlines 777 airplane with a really cool picture of the United 777. And then there is the die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. And then there is a logo that says Peterkin. I'm not really sure what that is for, but then there is the Realtoy wings logo on the bottom of the box as well. And then a way that I know that this model was made in 2006 is how it says 2006 Realtoy International Limited. So this is one of the only boxes that actually have that on it when the licensing was. So I'm not sure if that exactly means it was made in 2006 or just made sometime around 2006, but it definitely is possible that it was made in 2006. So that pretty much is the whole review for the 777. So now moving on to the 747. So as you can see, the boxes are pretty much exactly the same, with the United Airlines logo on the top and then the same logo in the right corner. And then there is the 747 airplane. So I like how they did that, how they pointed out how this is a 777 and that's a 747. I think that's really cool. So, and then on the bottom, there is the Realtoy wings logo again, and then die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. And then the United Airlines logo on the side as well, with the cool transition. And then I also like how the pictures are very similar for the 777 and the 747. So there's a 747-400 picture on the box, and the same die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. And then there also is that Peterkin logo symbol down there. I'm not exactly sure what that is for. It looks like just some kind of licensing thing. So, and then there is the Realtoy wings logo down there, and also the 2006 Realtoy International Limited down the bottom as well. So, which definitely means that these planes were probably made at the same time. So now I will open up the boxes and take the planes out. So I have taken the planes out of their boxes, and they are in really good condition with the stickers on really nicely and no little ripples in them or anything, or really many scratches on them. But Fortunately, as you can probably see, the United 747 will not stand straight up. So, which is what I would consider to be a defective model. So I only have one other 747 that's like that, which is one of my older one of my older UPS 747s, which is like this, where it won't stand straight on its wheels. So I don't really know why it's like that. It's just something to do with the counterweight with it. So that kind of is disappointing, considering that I have two other new condition United 747s, and the one I opened ended up being the defective one. But other than that, the plane is in really good condition, so I'll just have to find some way to make the front heavier than the back so it stays straight up. But the 777 is in perfectly good condition. There are a few little scratches on it. This model was new condition, but in the listing it was taken out of the box just to for the seller to take pictures of it. So technically, I guess it wasn't really new condition, but I was basically in the box in pretty much exactly like new condition. So but really no complaints about that. It's really just the fact that the United 747 has that issue, so I'll have to try to find some way to make the front heavier than the back. But so anyway, starting with the review of the 777. So up at the front, there are the cockpit windows, which are really nicely placed, and they are not really crooked at all. There is a little scratch right there, but I can just get some model paint and fix that. So then there is the United logo on the front of the plane, with the little United logo on the side, and then the United writing. And then along the center of the fuselage, there is the nice transitional white and blue stripe that goes along the middle from the front of the plane to the rear, which I think this would be my favorite livery of the three that, or actually four, that Realtoy has made of the United models. I even do like it better than the Battleship Grey. I just think it's a little bit more detailed than the Battleship Grey. The Battleship Grey definitely is my second favorite, because it is definitely, I would consider, more detailed than the Continental livery. But so, and then the engines are the same color as the undercarriage of the plane. And then on the back of the plane, there is the registration number, which is N510 or N510 UA, which is a real registration number, which is for a United 757-200, which is kind of odd, kind of like the Air Canada in my last video, where the registration number was different for the Realtoy model than the actual plane. But this one is actually completely different. 777, or this registration number is actually a completely different aircraft than the Air Canada one. So obviously this is a 777, and then the registration number is for a 757. So kind of one of the unique things that Realtoy does. It's kind of interesting, but odd at the same time. So, and then my favorite part of the plane is the tail, which is really nicely detailed and looks pretty much exactly the same to the 10A320. Except of course the 10A320 is yellow and not blue. So overall, this is a really nice model, and like I mentioned earlier, this is probably what I would consider to be the second rarest United model, after the 787, even though the 787 is a little newer. And the same thing on the left side of the plane. So the stickers are on really nicely, and definitely overall a really nice model. And I honestly like it better than the 747. Even though the 747 is more well-known and common, I like the 777 a little bit better. So, and not only because the 777 isn't falling on the rear of the plane, but so, anyway, moving on to the 747. So, at least the cockpit windows are nicely put on and or painted on. So At the front, there is the Star Alliance logo, and I actually did forget to mention that on the 777, there also is the Star Alliance logo. It's really small, but it is at the front of the plane. So, there's the Star Alliance logo at the front beside the United logo. Then there is the United logo with the United writing right next to it. And then there is the white and blue transitional stripe that goes along the middle of the fuselage from the front to the rear of the plane. And then there is the registration number, which is, I'm trying to read it, which is N196UA, which is a real registration number for an actual United 747-400. So, I did get a little bit of information about that plane. So, as of right now, it is really just, I don't know if it's sitting in a boneyard somewhere, or, as far as I know, it has been leased. I don't know any other details about it, but, it hasn't flown for very long, considering that it was only made in 1997, so it was a fairly young 747 before it was retired, so, but anyway, back to the Realtoy model. So, and then, just like the 777, the engines are the same color as a fuselage, and then there is the Realtoy logo at the bottom of both of the planes, and the landing gear. And then there is the really nice tail, which is, like I mentioned before, my favorite part of the plane. So, definitely really nicely detailed. I'm also finally glad to have the 777 in my collection. I do have the United 747, but they aren't in the best of condition. The stickers are a little bit misplaced, and the plane is also a little damaged. So, I am glad to finally have a new condition one in my collection, even though now this one has the, it's falling on its rear. But another thing that's cool about the 747 is the winglets. The winglets are also nicely detailed with the little transitional stripe on the side. So, I can't really get my camera to focus, but, so, that pretty much is all for the review of these planes. So, a little comparison between the Battleship Grey 747 and then the Tulip livery. So, obviously there is a major difference between the liveries, but I do honestly like the Tulip livery a little bit better, probably just because it is a little newer than the Battleship Grey, but the Battleship Grey definitely is my second favorite, and also since it is the original, so I kind of deserve some credit. But, and then the comparison for the Tulip livery 777, and then the newer Continental livery. So this is the older United one with the older logo on the front, but not much major difference. And then of course there is the Continental livery 747 compared to the Tulip livery of the 747. So overall, I really do like all of the United models. I like how they have done progressively over the years. They have done all of the liveries from the 1980s to the to present day. So I did not get out the 787s, but I'm sure you all know what those look like, and there is really no comparison to do for those, considering that the livery is completely different and the aircraft is different. So I really am sad that United retired their 747s, considering that they were a major part to their fleet. But I'm not sure if some of you guys might not have known, but the United 747, the Continental delivery, has been discontinued, and it actually is probably going to become quite rare within the next couple years, considering that it actually is becoming a little bit harder to find now. So it was discontinued probably about a year to 2 years ago. So, well, now, technically 2 years ago. I think it was retired in 2021. So, but, so that pretty much is all for today's video. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. And feel free to leave a comment, and remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.